Joining us now for more on the looming shutdown is North Dakota Senator John Hoeven. So, Senator, do shutdowns hurt Americans? So why is Senator Schumer open to it?
Well, Marc and Sharla, good to be with you. Yeah, of course. We don't want a government shutdown. And, of course, the House has already passed a continuing resolution through the end of the year. The President supports it. The Republicans in the Senate support it. And we're going to see if the Democrats actually shut down government or step up and do what they should do. And that's vote for the CR and keep government funded.
And we know that the House adjourned Tuesday to allow representatives to work in their home states for the next 10 days. So being that they're not even in Washington to really make any amendments to this bill, if 8 or 9 Senate Democrats don't come around, is there anything that can be done to avoid this shutdown?
Well, I think they're going to go through a number of steps before we actually have a vote. And they may drag this out until Friday night. The government's funded until midnight Friday night. I think they're going to want to vote on a 30-day continuing resolution and argue that we need to keep negotiating. Well, that dog won't hunt. The House has already voted. The president's on record. That's just a stalling tactic. But I would guess we'll probably let them have that vote and see if that clears the way. But ultimately, Democrats are going to have to decide whether they vote for this continuing resolution. And the reason it's a CR is because Senator Schumer refused to put one single appropriations bill, not one bill, on the floor last year. So, of course, we're in this situation. He forced it. And actually, in this continuing resolution, we do a number of things. One, for the first time in a long time, we actually reduce spending. That's important to get after the debt and deficit. We actually increase spending, though, for our military and provide more flexibility. So we've done a number of things that I think are positive, and we've done the best we can, given what Senator Schumer created, which was his refusal to bring the appropriations bills to the floor, even though, and I'm on the Appropriations Committee, we passed all the bills. We were ready to go, and he wouldn't do it, and now he laments the situation. Look, I think they're going to have to vote for it, or the shutdown is going to be right square on Senate Democrats.
Absolutely. Senator, I want to shift gears a little bit right now. So you're a member of the Senate Committee on Education and Natural Resources. The EPA announced yesterday that it will begin dismantling a number of rules put in place by Joe Biden in regard to electric vehicles and coal plants, clean water. I mean, EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin called it the single biggest deregulation action in government history. That's huge, and it's going to actually eventually, hopefully, get to your pocketbook with lower utility bills and things. I mean, what do you make of the EPA's announcement?
Marc, that's right on. It is a big announcement. Just, for example, waters of the U.S., that is a big problem. It's a regulation now that he's overturned. And so once again, the Trump administration will actually respect property rights. But overall, this will reduce the regulatory burden. That, along with extending the tax cuts, is what's going to enable our economy to take off. That helps everybody. That's the rising tide that lifts all boats, including creating more jobs and a higher income and wages, and it helps bring down inflation. My gosh, go to the grocery store and see what you have to pay. These are the things that are truly going to get us on top of inflation, get our economy going and growing, and it helps everyone. So he's right. It was a big day, and a good job to Lee Zeldin. You're going to see him do a tremendous job over there at EPA.
Senator, I do want to ask you about some breaking news that we're learning about this morning. So Russian media is now reporting that Russia will not accept the proposed 30-day ceasefire deal. I know last week you called for President Trump to impose the strongest sanctions on Russia, cutting off their ability to sell oil and fund their war machine. Do you see that happening now? Do you think we will see sanctions?
Well, look. President Trump is serious about bringing peace to Ukraine, and he's putting pressure on Ukraine and Russia to get together and make a lasting peace agreement. He's serious about it. So, yes, I think you will see sanctions and other steps that continue to push both sides to come to the table and negotiate. I mean, he's a master negotiator, and, this is not an easy problem to solve. But, yes, I think he will now move forward with other steps to bring Russia to the table.
All right, we'll keep an eye on it. North Dakota Senator John Hoeven, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.